Hey guys, what is up? It's Duncan, and today I've got a full-on application review on a pretty popular application called Doom Resurrection. It's a really unique first-person shooter. It just came out just about a week ago or so, and I've been playing a lot, and I've got to say I'm pretty impressed. It's got some very, very unique controls. Graphics are just excellent, and in general, it's very polished and a very unique game. I'm going to go ahead and get into it, so let's get this one started. Okay, so Doom is a really cool first-person shooter. When you start playing it, you think of different things, but the first thing that definitely comes to my mind are the controls. If you look at other first-person shooters on the iPhone and iPod Touch, they're okay, but they're all flawed pretty much, and basically just because the controls are bad. Because you think with an iPhone touchscreen, there's only so many things you can do. Obviously, you've got as many buttons as you want on the thing, but there's no actual feedback. Now, there are a few ways around it. You can use touchscreen. Some games use touchscreen to aim and stuff. Some use the accelerometer to tilt and everything. And that's good, but still, it's not as good as having a couple of joysticks or something in your hand. Well, Doom really does a good job of just forgetting that, and it does it pretty uniquely, too. Basically, in Doom, if you look at it, obviously there's lots of different control buttons, such as changing guns, pausing, reloading, getting into cover, firing, all that kind of stuff. But the controls themselves are very simple. You see, you do not control your walking. You're on a fixed path. He walks by himself. All you basically do is aim and shoot. It's a very unique sort of thing because, obviously you like to move around by yourself, but it's kind of odd when you're like walking down. Now I will say it's very fluid. It's not like he just walks. He'll go wrong ways and come back, and it's all very scripted. And it actually makes for it really does help the story because every time you go up to a door and this and this and then this happens, and it's very cool because it really gives the game a feel that it was actually really scripted nicely, and you get the full experience. Basically, the controls that you generally will have to do is that you can basically tilt the accelerometer. You will have to. I will say this, and it's kind of a pet peeve of mine. When you first open the game, the controls are inverted. You can go ahead. I definitely. Well, this is at least what I did. Go in there to the pause menu and uninvert them, because I just can't stand inverted controls. But you basically use the accelerometer to aim, which works quite nicely. And while it is on a fixed path, as you turn and aim, it does your head does move quite nicely, so it's not bad. And then you basically just shoot. That's what you usually do. Now there's some monsters that will toss flames at you, or you'll get into gunfights with, and then you can use the cover button. The cover button is actually quite nice. Now usually you think cover, you get behind something, but the way that this is scripted, it's quite cool. You hit the cover button, and you'll always be, whenever you find enemies, you'll always be near some cover. So basically, you will pull back behind a beam, some fence, whatever. You will pull back, and then they will start shooting at you, or they will start throwing stuff at you, and basically you fire back at them. Now the button kind of does multitask. If you're up against like something that would shoot at you, for example, then it will usually pull you back into cover. If you're something that's throwing something at you, then you use it to dodge. It's quite cool. There's also some interesting things, such as when some of the larger zombies, when they grab you, you shake your device to get them to get off you, which is it's pretty cool. Anyway, let me go ahead and get into the story really briefly. I don't want to spoil anything. Basically, you are a Marine. It's in the future, sometime in the future, and you're a Marine this is basically like this company has taken over. Well, they haven't taken over, but they're so advanced. They've got so much money. They're basically they're just basically the rulers. And basically what it is they are on Mars, and this is the whole game is on. Well, not the whole game, but the game starts on Mars, and basically what it is that they have been experimenting with teleportation. Somehow they've got zombies and monsters, and they've got this whole thing stirred up. It's basically down to you to try to figure out what's going on and save the day. Seems pretty simple, but the story is quite good. Now that's one thing. A lot of action and a lot of these type of games kind of can get a little soft on the story. They're kind of like, well, what? That doesn't make any sense, or that's kind of dumb. This one is very nicely done. It does have a lot to do with the way that your movements are scripted. At first, if somebody had told me that the movements were scripted, I'd be probably kind of leery of the game. But the way it works, it's actually quite nice. It works smoothly, and I enjoy it. So basically, the way it works is you just go through the levels, and now the way it's scripted, it's not like you're constantly moving. You gotta do this. I mean, you don't have you can't pick where you go. I mean, you are moving on a pretty linear path, but the levels are, while they're big, you generally will walk through them, going around and up and everything. It's a very unique experience. Now I know you guys are probably thinking of games sort of like this that probably like a long time ago. It's really unique. It's kind of hard for me to explain, but it does work. Now I will say that whether it's because of the way that it's scripted or not, the graphics are really, really nice. Now I say that it seems like I say this quite often, but the graphics are probably the best first-person shooter graphics I've seen. There's no a lot of times you'll see like sort of flat animations. Like let's say it's going to be a pillar that's like ridged or whatever, and in real life you would see obviously it would be ridged, but in the game it kind of gets compressed into like just like straight up and down, like smooth. It's really none of that in this. All the textures are nice and textured. Everything is 3D. It's not like you got like these flat ugly animations, whatever. Everything looks very nice. These are really good controls, probably in between PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 in my opinion, and definitely approaching the PSP. And remember guys, this is for just the normal iPod and iPhone. Obviously it works for the 3GS, but this is not even made for the 3GS yet. This is just on anybody's iPhone. So that really gets me excited for what the 3GS can run. Anyway, I don't want to go into this too deep. I just want to give you guys what I think. I will say it is $10, and that is quite expensive. But I am not. This is a great game for $10. The level of replay value is not that great, I will say, just because you're on one path. It's not like you get different things. But the game is quite long. There are 8 levels, and each level will take you a good while to complete. And then the difficulty is not that bad, but I mean it's fairly good. In between the scripted, which I know I've said this before, I'll say it one more time. It works. It really does. It just works. I mean, I much prefer this compared to the really weak controls on most other. I mean, basically the only reason you use the touchscreen is to fire. And usually, I mean, you have your other buttons, but usually you'll just use it to fire, and then you use the accelerometer to tilt, and that's just about all you have to worry about. And because it's scripted, you get some really good scenes like all of a sudden you'll turn around, there's zombies like right on top of you, or this or that, and it really works. So guys, if you like first-person shooters, I recommend check it out. You might not want to pay the $10, and I can understand. It's a good game, definitely. But $10 is a lot of money. So consider it. I like it. I don't think it's going down in price anytime soon. It's fairly new, and I think it's maybe like 12th or something on the top leaderboard. But guys, definitely a really cool app. Check it out. I'm really enjoying it. It's probably the best first-person shooter available on the iPhone and iPod Touch. Hey guys, be sure to go check out Zidric.com. We've got all kinds of iPhone and iTouch news, jailbreak tutorials, and lots of really good app reviews. In addition, be sure to follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/blazingdreams. Thanks for watching.